Hi, how's everybody doing today? This is Rich here on behalf of Rich TV Live with our very special guest. It is Frank Candido, the chairman of Delta Resources. How you doing today, Frank?
Thank you very much. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm really excited to speak to you today. We talked last week and we were talking about some of the great things that Delta had in store. And today we had some news. Delta Resources Limited, DLTA in Canada, GOLHF in America, and 6G01 in Frankfurt, Germany, is pleased to announce it has signed a drill contract with Miikan Drilling Limited of Chibougamau, Quebec. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this news?
Okay, well, it's Chibougamau,
Sorry.
So just
Chibougamau.
imagine there's an MO at the end,
Okay.
which is where our property is, our main property, Delta 2. That's where we have over 160 square kilometers. And yeah, so last week I told you that we were going to announce a drill campaign. So the first step of doing that is to actually sign the drill contract, which we have. And now we're just waiting on word as to when exactly we're going to get the drill. We expect that to get confirmation in the next couple of days here. So we didn't want to wait on waiting for that. So we've announced that we've at least signed the contract so that our shareholders know that, we're, raring to go. And hopefully in the next couple of days, we'll announce the exact date as to when that drill will come. And we expect, like I said previously, we're crossing our fingers that we'll have it before the end of the month, and we're still on track to have that before the end of the month. And then at the same time, what we'll do is we'll announce our plans in terms of where we're going to drill, and that sort of thing. So this is the next and final step before the drill actually starts turning. So we're literally, a week or two away from all that happening.
Now it says that the contract is for a minimum of 5,000 meters and may extend up to 10,000 meters. Can you explain what you mean by that?
Well, basically, the way the contract is laid out is that we've agreed to do at least 5,000 meters. And the way drilling works generally is you drill, and if you see something that you like, you keep drilling. And that's generally the way it works, right? Now, we have a lot of targets to test, but it may be that, if we're drilling into something that looks really good, we may just continue to drill it. So that's not a decision I make. That's a decision that the technical team makes, Michel Chapdelaine and Andre Tessier make. I'm not making that decision, but this is why we've committed to at least 5,000 meters because we have so many targets. But to make sure that the drill could stick around, we have an option to go up as high as 10,000 meters. And then obviously, if we get a lot of excitement, we may even increase that if depending on how things go. But for now, I think that's a really good starting point.
Now we're going into the winter time, and there's a lot of questions about drilling in the winter. Obviously, Quebec can get really cold. Is that something that you're concerned about? Do you think that will have any effect on your drilling campaign at all? The fact that the weather could play a factor?
If I was the one doing the drilling, we'd have a real problem because look at the color of my skin. No, absolutely no problem. In fact, drilling in the winter is as good as drilling in the summer. For us, there's actually an advantage because our VMS targets tend to be on more swampy land. And therefore, the harder the ground, the easier it is to navigate on that land with the drill rigs. So no, for us, it's an actual advantage, and there would be no reason, apart from a blizzard maybe, where we would not drill. So for us, it doesn't change anything. In fact, it's a bit of an advantage. So we totally plan on drilling into the winter months.
Now, we talked about this last time, you received a $250,000 payment for a mine that you sold. Are you guys looking to sell any more mines? Or are you guys looking to just drill the mines that you have now?
Okay, well, I'd be careful using the word mines.
Sorry, properties. I apologize.
Yeah, properties. That's right. So no, we only had one property that was what we considered our legacy property that we sold. And again, we're very happy with that transaction because that brings more money to us on an ongoing basis that we can deploy into the properties we have. And apart from that, the Delta 1 and Delta 2 properties are the properties that we're focused on. So we're certainly not looking to sell those properties or to do any transactions on them in the future. So no, we have nothing else that on the table. And like I said, in about less than 3 months from now, we should be receiving the next tranche of $350,000 from Yorkton. So that's pretty exciting because that's money that keeps coming in to the company.
Now, are you guys, in addition to these properties, are you guys looking to maybe acquire more properties? Is that something that you guys would consider, or are you just focused on drilling right now? These two major, obviously Delta 1 and Delta 2.
Listen, at a certain point, companies need to focus on something, right? So it's always good to have more properties, but then people will look at you and think, well, maybe you have too much on your plate and you can't focus on anything. So of course, we're always open to look to acquire something. Are we actively going out there looking for stuff? No, we're not actively looking for stuff. But if something came along that was, too good to pass up, we would have to look at a way of getting that transaction done. But for now, we've got over 160 square kilometers in Quebec, tremendous property with multiple gold, hydrothermal gold and VMS targets, which is polymetallic gold, copper, silver, and zinc. So we've got our hands full there. In Ontario, where Andre Tessier, our president, is currently, we're finishing the last exploration campaign before drilling. We think the last bit before drilling. So Andre's there, I think, till tomorrow. So, we've got our hands full with those two properties. So we're not actively looking around to add more work. We think we've got two amazing properties that should bring us a lot of joy.
So you've got these properties. You guys are now getting very close to doing some big things. Are you guys planning to do some major media blitzes to get more exposure on Delta Resources? Is there something you can talk about as far as some of the media work you're going to do?
Well, I'm not going to comment maybe specifically, but what I can tell you is this. I've been in the public markets for a long time, and no matter how good your company is, if you don't spend a certain portion of your money on media or promotion or IR or PR, whichever word you want to give to it, life is a competition. We're competing against people in every aspect of our life, and companies are no different. How many Deltas are out there saying that they've got something tremendous that people should be looking at? I'm sure there are many out there. If you look at the TSXV as an example, or the CSC, there are thousands of companies competing for the same shareholders. So of course, we understand that, and we're going to deploy some of the money that we've raised to ensuring that we get as many eyeballs on what we're doing. Because at the end of the day, if we are successful, of course, people will come. But the more people that are looking and following your story, the faster they'll come as you get success. So 100%, you have to carve out a portion of that budget and spend it on, promoting your company. And we understand that fact, and we absolutely have plans on doing that. In fact, we're reviewing that plan right now to look at where we're going to deploy that money to get, the most bang for our buck.
Great. Now, investors have been pouring in and getting interested in Delta Resources. And I know within our community, they've been starting to buy the stock. So what can you tell those investors that are interested in just holding the stock and saying, hey, you know what? I really like this company. Anything you can kind of say to those investors that are just holding it today, looking at this news, thinking, this is good news. I wonder what's coming next. Anything you can tell to those investors?
Sure. When I look at, buying a stock, I always look at where people got in last. And we just closed a significant financing at 35 cents. And we're trading around that price. So this is, to me, the ground floor of the next leg potentially up for the company. So that's the first thing I would do as an investor, is look at that. Secondly, I would look at the share structure, and we've got a fantastic share structure. So, I would check that box as well. Thirdly, I'd look at the quality of the properties, of course. And, we couldn't be in two better jurisdictions in Quebec and Ontario. And we've got, two highly prospective properties. And then the last box I'd want to check, of course, is I'd look at the management and the board. And I can tell you that we've got a tremendous technical team with Michelle and Andre. We've got a fantastic board. And so from that point of view, I think we check all those boxes. And so this is absolutely a great entry point, for potentially what could be the next big leg up for the stock.
Now, your share structure is like super tight, like 37 million shares, I believe, issued outstanding. And your market cap is like 12 million. It's like a baby market cap. Now, when I speak to CEOs and I speak to companies and chairmen like yourself, I always like to ask, what is your goal as far as a market cap? Do you guys have a goal in mind of like where you'd like to see your market cap? I believe this company should be at least at 100 million market cap, in my opinion.
I like that number.
Right? I mean, I don't know if that's a number you guys are striving towards, but at a 12 million market cap, guys, in order for the company to go to 100 million market cap, you'd have to go up about 8x. Is there a number that you guys think about when you're sitting around the table with all the directors? Is there a goal in mind? Is there a specific market cap you're trying to achieve? Is there a number that you guys are looking at?
I'd love to think that we had that number, but we don't have that number. I mean, internally, I think of numbers, but really at the end of the day, with the quality of the properties we have, if we strike, 100 million market cap is not, so hard to achieve. So, I wouldn't want to even cap it at 100 million market cap. So, I'm not sure if me commenting on this is even worth anything at this stage. Listen, we've got two fantastic properties. We're excited about what we've got. We just need to strike now with the drill bit. And if we strike with the drill bit, there's nothing stopping us from driving the stock much, much higher. So in what we believe to be a gold bull market that's going to last for years.
Yeah, it's just when I look at a company and I look at their share structure and then I look at their market cap and I see a 12 million market cap, that blew off the page for me today when I was looking at the market cap. That is insanely small for a company that just received 250,000 in cash, that's going to be receiving another tranche, and then collectively you're going to have millions in the bank. It's unheard of. Like, I see companies with market caps in the hundreds of millions that make no money all over the place in the market. So in my opinion, I find this to be very undervalued, very underappreciated, very underexposed. When I look at a company and I evaluate the company, the first two things I look at is market cap and share structure. I think your share structure is very, very well done. I think your market cap is extremely small, which in my opinion, and why we've been talking within our community, is an incredible opportunity to enter into a early stage company. And that's why I'm focused on that right now with our community, because we love to find those early stage companies, small market caps, tight share structures, little to no debt, and money coming in through the door. And you guys, like you said, are literally checking every single box. So I'm really, really excited about what's going to happen here. I'm anticipating more good news to come, and I can't wait. Hopefully, you guys are going to get that drill bit to strike, and you guys find some gold, and it's going to be just super exciting for investors. And that's obviously what all investors are looking for when they make an investment. But I think for this company, this is really, in my opinion, an undervalued, undiscovered gem. Would you agree with that assessment?
You know what? I just listened to you do that, and I just got excited. So yes, I mean, of course, I agree with that. I listen. We're well positioned. Our stock is well positioned to go to the next leg. Like I said, in the next little bit here, the next few days, hopefully, we'll announce the actual date that we get that drill, and then we'll announce our intentions of what we're going to drill. Everyone sort of has an idea of what we're going to do, but we'll be a bit more specific on those intentions. And then after that, that's when the fun begins.
Yeah, well, I'm super excited to see it all play out. I'm super excited to see you guys get the the press releases flowing, get the news going, and hopefully it's going to be big news, and hopefully you guys find a massive discovery. I think that would be an incredible catalyst for the stock. We're sitting at like you said, 35, 37 cents, and really just getting started. When you see the volume in the stock, it's really just getting started. So from my perspective, and this is all we look for within our community, we want to get in early before the whole world rushes in, before everybody says, wow, look at this stock. By the time that happens, a lot of times the stock will usually already be up 100, 200% when everybody jumps on. But within our community, we've specialized in finding these companies early before anybody else knows, with these small, tiny market caps and really tight share structures. Now, let's just go back to the financials. Do you guys have any debt at all right now?
No, we don't carry debt. No, we're not the kind of company that would carry debt. So we should never have debt. We have payables like that are, the sort of monthly payables that any company has, and that's it. So we're lean and mean, and we're going to invest our money in the drill bit. That's where the bulk of the money is going to go. And as I've suggested in the past, in Quebec, which is fantastic, when we spend money in Quebec, we get a significant portion of that money back to spend again. So our buck goes really far here. And that's our focus. So no, we should not be a company that's carrying debt. No.
I love that. So no debt, money coming in through the doors, and they're just starting their drilling, guys. So literally, like Frank has said here, every single box is checked. Now, you mentioned a little bit real quickly about the fact that you have big government investors that have invested at 35 cents. Can you mention some of those investors? Is that possible? Is it possible to talk about?
I mean, we've got a Quebec bank that has a fund that's invested, mining fund. We've got the Société Baie James, which is another institutional fund that invests in mining, specifically in mining in Quebec. That's invested. We've got the FTQ, which is a pension fund, Quebec pension fund that's invested. We've and then we've got the CDEX, which is another fund that's they're funded by the government, in fact, to specifically invest in mining, and specifically in Quebec. So we're lucky that we've got four that participated in this financing. In fact, CDEX, I should mention, had participated in the previous financing as well at 20 cents. So they've doubled down by going in at 35 cents, which I think is a very good sign. And as I've mentioned in the past, besides the fact that, they have their ear to the ground, they know the landscape, they see what all the companies are doing. So they're sophisticated in terms of picking and choosing. So we obviously check the boxes for them. But on top of that, and as importantly, they're very patient in terms of being shareholders. And so that's fantastic for us because, there would be no pressure on our stock, in 4 months from the day that we closed our financing, as you know, which is the hold period. So I think we're very lucky to have that. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned that they got in at 20 and then they got in at 35. So I'm assuming what they purchased at 20, they're still holding all those shares?
I have no reason to believe otherwise. Yeah.
And I mean, even if they did sell, that's fine. I mean, that's why investors make investments.
Yeah.
But if you guys can imagine that large institutions and, banks are positioning themselves at 35 cents in this company, and we, as just average investors, still have an opportunity to position ourselves around that price range, I think we're positioning ourselves at a good place. So in my opinion, I think there's a lot of upside from here. I'm really excited about this story, excited to see the news today. I'm excited to see what's coming down the pipe. Is there anything else you want to mention to anyone that's watching right now about Delta Resources?
No, the only thing I want to stress is that in the coming days, hopefully we'll be announcing the date of that drilling, and we'll be announcing the plan on that drilling. And then after that, we're drilling every day. And so, and then we should have plenty of news flow over the coming months in terms of what's happening with that drill and what those results are starting to look like. So, I mean, this is what we've been waiting for. All the work we did from, July of last year to today, that's what it is. That's the game we're in. And we've now reached that point where we're very bullish in anticipating the next leg of this company. So I think this is, now we've just got to, sit back and watch.
Yeah, I'm excited. And I know our entire community is going to be watching, and we'd love to have you back on the show. Anytime you guys have any big news, we'd love to just continue to talk about it and tell the story. I think this is an undervalued, underappreciated, undiscovered mining opportunity here, guys. I think that this could be absolutely huge. We've got a baby market cap of only 12 million. I think that's extremely undervalued. We've got a tight share structure, little to no debt at all. They don't carry debt, and they've got money in the bank. So really, really bullish on Delta Resources. Excited to see what's going to happen here over the next 15 to 30 days. I believe there's going to be a lot of catalysts that potentially could see this, send this stock north. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for joining us again, Frank Candido, the chairman of Delta Resources. Congratulations on all the success so far, and our entire community will be watching very closely.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Frank. Have yourselves a great day. Everybody, put Delta Resources on your watch list, put it on your radar. Symbol in Canada, DLTA. Symbol in America, GOLHF. Symbol in Frankfurt, Germany, 6G01. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Frank.